A middle-aged man named Lemuel Gulliver wakes up in his messy New York apartment and goes on with his morning routine. He talks to his superhero toys on a shelf and dances in the shower, showing us his goofy side. Gulliver works in the mailroom of a New York newspaper company. That day, he meets a new employee named Dan and befriends him. Gulliver is Dan's boss in the mailing department. As the two deliver their mail for the day, they come across Gulliver's longtime crush and a journalist named Darcy Silverman. He has been in love with her for years, but has never confessed. Later that day, Dan brings out a notice that says he has been promoted to head of the mail department on his first day. Gulliver has been working in the facility for 10 years, but no one there respects him. Dan claims that Gulliver is scared to talk and will never progress in life other than his mailroom job. A distressed Gulliver is walking out of the office and notices Darcy working late. He gathers up courage and goes to her cabin to ask her out. However, his nerves get the best of him, so instead, he picks up a random paper from her desk and heads out. Darcy asks him if he wants to apply for a travel writing assignment. A nervous Gulliver agrees and has to submit a travel blog the following day. At home, he copies and pastes several articles from the internet for the blog. The following day at work, he submits it to Darcy, who is impressed by his writing skills and provides him with a new task. She wants him to travel to the Bermuda Triangle and write an article about the legends of ships mysteriously disappearing there. To impress her, Gulliver agrees. Darcy arranges a contact and a boat for him. Gulliver flies to Bermuda the very next day, where he is picked up by a man. He takes Gulliver to a rented boat and shows him how to use it. The journey is pretty simple as the boat is automated. Gulliver finally sails for the Bermuda Triangle alone in the boat. For the first few hours, he enjoys himself by reading How to Build a Robot magazines and drinking several cans of Coke. He soon falls asleep. Sometime later, he wakes up to a massive wave in front of him. A sea storm hits and he quickly puts a life jacket on. The boat shakes vigorously in the water. Gulliver turns around to see an enormous sea tornado coming his way. Gulliver, with his boat, is sucked on top of the tornado, then right into its eye. The screen goes black. When Gulliver opens his eyes, he cannot move his body. He looks down and is surprised when he sees some tiny men standing on top of his chest. Their leader introduces himself as the Commander Edward Edwardian of the Lilliput. The camera zooms out, showing us a crowd of tiny people standing around Gulliver. He is pinned to the ground with tiny ropes and wood. Commander Edward calls Gulliver a beast. A confused Gulliver yells in fear and breaks free from the ropes easily. Thinking that this is a dream, he tries closing his eyes. Edward orders his soldiers to bring the beast down. The soldiers attach their hooks to Gulliver's pants and make him fall unconscious. When he wakes up, Gulliver finds himself tied to a cart and being pulled into the kingdom of Lilliput. The tiny